Good morning, traders. What is going on? What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning and happy money freaking Monday. Ow, let's go. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm motivated. My goodness, what a long 2-day weekend, man. I tell you what, Saturday and Sunday, I am just fired up, ready to get back inside of chat with the best freaking team in the world. Again, just having another great week. Another great week. Come on, Josh, get your stuff together. And ending the month of August on a strong and positive note. Really just trying to get some great momentum over the next 7 days. Guys, we have 7 trading days to go. So we got all of this week, 2 days of next week. We do have holidays coming on up. Again, we have, Labor Day, first weekend of September, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the day before, so that Friday on the 3rd, I'm pretty sure, is a half day, and then the 6th is closed. We will check up on that today, but if I'm not mistaken, Labor Day weekend, again, first week of September, right? And I think we have a short day on Friday, and I think we have a closure on Monday, but we will check that out today and see exactly what that looks like. But regardless, we have a total of 7 days to go for the month of August, and let's make it the best 7 days that we've had for the month of August. I tell you what, so hit or miss in the market. We have a great day, we have 3 bad days. We have a great day, 3 bad days. Not bad days as far as our accounts and the growth, but like the market. One hot day in the market, ripping and running, beautiful price action, beautiful setups, easy, predictable, followed by 3 nasty, choppy, rug pull, fill kind of days. So I'm just looking to take advantage of the market when it's hot and when the market's kind of just slow and choppy and just not making a lot of sense like we've seen a lot of for the month of August. We'll resort and we'll go look at options, or we'll sit on the sidelines and just watch. But I want to make the next 7 days the best 7 days that you've had so far inside of chat or for the small account challenge. Ending this month on a strong note, on a green note, on a positive note, and getting some momentum going for September. Let's get these small accounts off the ground, ladies and gentlemen. We're just looking for a little bit better market conditions to do so. But overall, I've been seeing amazing profits inside of chat. Amazing results inside of chat. So you guys got me fired up. You guys have me hyped up. I'm excited for you. Again, I'm excited to see amazing profits in chat. So keep up the amazing work. Keep it going this week into the end of the month and carry that momentum into September, baby. I know Chris is thinking the same thing. Josh, we need a hot market today, dude. We need the market to be good, right? Chris has been out of chat at like 10 o'clock the last couple days. He's like, fuck this market. I'm out. I'm gone. I'm going to go like golf. He's like, I don't even like the market. I'm out of here. Chris has been gone at 10 o'clock. You know, when Chris isn't here after 10, the market sucks. So when Chris leaves at 10, you guys might want to follow his lead and leave as well. When Chris is here at noon, you know the market's good. You might as well stay, right? So follow Chris's lead. When Chris is not here, go ahead and leave the market, guys. You already know the market sucks. So, but let's not bring any of that from last week to this week, right? It's a brand new week. It's a brand new day with brand new opportunities for brand new profit. It's a brand new day, baby. Let's get fired up. Let's get motivated. And let's have an awesome day, traders. You guys ready? Because I'm ready. Hit me with a good morning inside of chat. Hit me with a good morning over on YouTube, TikTok. Good morning. Come on over. Go ahead. Shut down here on TikTok. Go on over to YouTube. Alpha Day Trading. All right. And let's go ahead and rock and roll. Let's go ahead and get our day started. Good morning. Corey, AC, Cole, Chris, Beth, Tom, Daniel, Wade, Jason. Oh my gosh. What's up? Good morning. Who's over on YouTube right now? We got Moses, Mexoids, Cody, Tracy, GDP, Angel, Anthony, Martin, Philip, Ed, Mervat. Hey, what's up? And good morning again. Slick Rick, K Glow, Daniel. Good morning. Let's get rocking and rolling. Let's not waste any time, guys. There's a lot to talk about today. There's a lot to talk about. But what I've been doing lately is narrowing down the 20 stocks with news. What stocks I believe have the best potential. We're diving into those, really being thorough, right? And then saving 10 to 15 minutes for you guys to say, hey, what about GOVX? What about this stock? What about that stock? Again, a nice little 10-15 minute Q&A session in reviewing some of your guys' stocks as well. So that's what we're going to keep doing if you guys are cool with that. Again, not going through every 20 stocks with news and diving into it, but again, the ones that I found, the ones that I like, that I think have the best potential, we focus there and leave that good 10 to 15 minute window open so we can review some of your plays as well. Now, moving forward, right? Live stream in the morning, 9 to 9:45, Monday through Friday. But once a week, randomly, 1 day a week, it's purely random. Whenever I say we're doing it, we will do a live stream for the entire day. It's not going to be set in stone. I want to make it fun. I want to make it random. So if you guys do not want to miss a full day of live streaming once a week on YouTube, right? Lessons, Q&A, live commentary, live trading all day. All right, make sure you're here every single morning, Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. All right, and then at least one time a week, we're going to pick a day and we're going to say, hey, today's our live stream day. Let's have some fun. Let's rock and roll. Let's make money. But you guys will not know till about 9:45. So again, you're like, oh, is today the day? I got to show up because if today's the day, I don't want to miss out. So again, we're going to start doing that at least once a week, make it random, have some fun with it as well. And again, continue to push that value and that education to really help everybody out the best that we can. So let's go ahead and dive into what we have going on today in pre-market. Number one, Vvos, not WOS, right? Looks like a W. It's VV, Victor, Victor, OS, Vvos, right? So this stock this morning comes out with a press release. The FDA grants 501k market clearance to Vvos Therapeutics, mRNA oral appliance for treating mild to moderate sleep apnea, right? So we have FDA grant market clearance, okay, for their oral appliance for treating mild to moderate sleep apnea. So Vvos, some good news this morning, right? Vvos is a lower float stock as well. It's 17 million in float. Trading really, really good volume, right? 15 million shares since around 7 o'clock when that press release was dropped. On average, Vvos trades about 400,000. So we have very high relative volume on Vvos. We have good news, right? We have a low float play, and it's currently gapping up 60%. How come we're not talking about TRIL? You're like, Josh, it's up 190%. It's trading 11 million shares on TRIL. Well, guys, it was acquisition news, right? It's acquisition news with Pfizer. Pfizer is looking to acquire TRIL, right? So again, Pfizer is looking to acquire TRIL for $18 a share. What's this stock worth? It's worth $18 a share, $18.50 a share, right? So is this stock going to do anything? No. When you see a stock with acquisition news, it's not going to do anything. It's not even worth your time. So we're not even going to talk about TRIL. Just know that it's up 190% because of that acquisition news with Pfizer, and the acquisition is going to take place at $18.50 a share. So it's not going to do anything, guys. It's going to sit right here all day and just sit sideways. So Vvos is really the number one stock on the leaderboard. So Vvos, we know the news. We have good volume, low float play. Now it's identifying where can the stock go. I like the daily chart on Vvos, right? I like the daily chart. It looks like it has a lot of great opportunity to the upside. It's holding its gains fairly well here in pre-market. So again, we were looking for the break over 6, for this stock to hold above 6 and get that pop up towards around 7 and then 7.93. My top target, right, coming into this, obviously we have $7. Obviously we have 7.50, right? Some light natural resistance, but our big main level is going to be up towards around $8. Then we have 8.22, 8.25, 9, and then 9.71, and then $10. So again, there's quite a bit of resistance over these pre-market highs, right? You could have 7, 7.50. We have good resistance from the daily chart right around 8 to 8.22. Then up towards around 9, 9.71, $10. Looking at that prior spiking high up towards around 10.84. That spiking high way back here in December up towards around 12.39. And then if this stock really gets the hype and we have good, healthy market conditions today, we could see Vvos all the way up to 14.41. That's going to be our top target if the stock really starts taking on off. So Right now, we know where the stock could go, right? We know our overhead targets. How low could it go, though, right? Where's support? Well, right now, it's really fighting to stay above 6. We lost $6 here momentarily, popping back above 6. Ideally, we want to see Vvos holding above $6 support, breaking the downtrend, retesting pre-market highs, breaking pre-market highs for the leg to 7, 750, and then 793 to 822, somewhere in that window. All right. Right now, if we do not stay above 6 and we continue to sell off, we could see Vvos all the way back down towards around 560 support, right? 563 support's a great level on Vvos right off this level of resistance, and right when we broke out, a lot of demand through that 560. That's going to be the best level of support on Vvos. So again, if we crack 6, we crack 589, 590, your next best level is going to be $5.63. Now, if it cracks below that level, that's when we can see it all the way back down to $5, right? So again, right now, ideally wanting to see this stay above 6. If we can't, 563. If we crack 563, it's most likely going to fade all the way back towards around $5. Again, breaking the downtrend, we have room to retest pre-market highs. Anything over those pre-market highs, you have $7 natural resistance. 750, right? 750 is a whole natural number. So again, 750 is a place to look to start locking in profit if you see some resistance and, some selling pressure move in. But realistically, we do have some great room up towards around that 8 to 822 level, and that's going to be one of the strongest levels of resistance on Vvos. But if it's really strong and it breaks and rips and runs, we could see it up towards around 9, 971 to 10, 1084, 1239, and then 1433 on Vvos. So, number one stock we're watching out of the gate, guys. Vvos. Moving on, we have Xers. So, what's up with Xers? Well, this morning at 8 o'clock, Xers announces approval of supplemental new drug application for GVOKE kits for the treatment of service hypoglycemia. Woo! Catherine's going to be happy. Hypoglycemia. I said it right. I didn't butcher it. Good job, Josh. Good job. So again, Xers, they're announcing approval of supplement new drug application. So that's really the keywords. They're getting FDA approval, right, for their diabetes treatment. FDA approval for its new drug application. So FDA approval is the key word. Stocks with FDA approval normally do really, really well. So again, Xers has some pretty good news this morning, right? Xers, it's a little bit larger on the float, right? 64 million in float. Definitely going to take a little bit to get this thing going, but it definitely could rip and run. Right now, we're trading about 7 million shares since 8 o'clock. It's been about an hour. On average, you trade 3. So we're trading slightly above 2x relative volume. Float, 64 million, currently gapping up 32%. I like the news. I like the fact that it hasn't been bombarded with trading activity yet, so we could still see a lot of traders move on in to Xers if they step away from, say, Vvos, right? I like that idea. But it's just a large float. When you see those shifts from buyers on one stock to another stock, right? You see that shift. Typically, you see the shift to low float stocks, right? Traders tend to say, okay, this stock's done, it's fading, Vvos, no opportunity. Where is the lowest float stock with volume and news? And that's what traders are looking for, right? So again, it may not be the shift over to Xers because it's a larger float play, and traders tend to look for the low float stocks with news and good volume. So we'll see if we have one of those possible back burner sleeper plays that could definitely start picking on up here if some of our top gainers start to fade. But we do have Xers with good news, good volume, large float play, but it's a cheap stock, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to take a lot to get this going. So let's go ahead and talk about where the stock can go, right? If this is the number one play, if this is the stock that gets all of the hype, where could Xers go? We're going to dive right into that daily chart, guys, right? We're going to start with the daily chart. I'm going to start marking up levels that I see. So the first level I see is that gap, 284, right? Gap down. We're back above 284. That level should hold up as support. If 284 cracks, down towards that spiking high of 264. And look, we already bounced off that high this morning. We broke above 284, hit highs of 337, back on down to 264, boop, bouncing back up. and we're trying to regain that 284 and stay above. That's a key level that I want to see Xers stay above, is that 284. If 284 cracks, you do have support back down at that 264. And if 264 cracks, probably all the way back down towards around 250. I would just call it right around $2.50. So we know our bottom levels of support right now at this point in time. Now, how high could it go? That's the big question. Okay, Josh, if this stock holds on up, where could we see Xers go? Well, number one, we got to re-break $3. We got to re-break 3. And we're just looking underneath these prior lows and highs, up towards around 337. Shocking. What a coincidence, right? Our pre-market high was 337, but daily support and resistance, a key level, is 337. Is that a coincidence why the stock ran up to 337 to the penny and immediately back down? No, it's that key area of support and resistance here on the daily chart, right around that 337. So we know our first target, back up towards around 337. Over 337, we could see it up towards around 365. We have all of these lower shadows that we held above, some resistance right here, some support, and some more resistance right around that 365. 365 is a key level. Breaking over 365, how high could it go? I would say right around 370. I'm going to call it 375. I'm going to take it down a couple cents and put 375 is going to be the next best level for a target here on Xers, right? Breaking over 375, that's when we have a lot of room to 4, and then a lot of room up towards that 200 SMA, right around 437. So we know where this stock could go, where we need to look to possibly lock in some profits if we're in on Xers. Again, back up towards around 3. Back up towards around 337, and then over 337 pre-market highs, you have 365 to 375 resistance, $4, and then $4.36. Now, if this stock is an absolute beast, and it is just breaking on out, ripping and running, you could see as high as $5 today on Xers, right? So number 2 stock we're watching. Great news, FDA approval, good volume. Yep, it's a large float play, but it's a cheap stock, so it may not take a lot to get this thing going. So again, number 1 is Vvos. Number 2 is Xers. RGC, just keep it on your back burner, right? Keep RGC on your back burner. This stock was one of those really random low float plays that squeezed, halt, gap up, halt, gap up, halt, gap up, halt from $6 all the way to 20, backing down, breaking 20, running the 26, and slowly just fading, post-market on Friday and pre-market today. So again, I don't see a lot of hype. I don't see any volume. I don't see any reason to be looking at it. But it was one of Friday's top gainers. I do want to add it to the Friday top gainer watch list just to see if this stock does get some action, right? Just to see if it does. If it does, we'll dive into it. We'll identify the opportunity, right? But just add it to your watch list. And if it starts popping on up on our scanners, it starts moving, just know why. It was one of Friday's top movers. Again, this stock went from around $6 to $19. It is gapping down about $5 right now in pre-market. But if you see it moving on up, you see it start getting some action, just know that it was one of Friday's top movers. Traders are maybe resorting back to this play if nothing else is moving in the market. So add RGC as a back burner, right? RGC is a little bit of a back burner play. REDU, not worth watching. It had news. CIO, it's not really worth watching, but it has news. So they announced agreements to sell life science portfolio for $500 million. So basically they're announcing agreements to sell life science portfolio for $500 million. That stock got a little bit of attention towards it, and then it just completely faded on off. Again, this stock has literally no volume. So why would we be watching CIO? I mean, look at Xers. Looks a lot better. Vvos looks a lot better. Right now, on CIO, there's just no attention towards it. So I don't think that's a stock really worth watching. ORPH, another stock with news and some decent news. They announced publication of results from its phase 2 out of 3 trial in Niemann-Pick disease type C in the Journal of Inherited Metabolic Diseases. So again, they're announcing the publication of their results from their phase 2 out of 3 trial. This stock got some nice action this morning, right when that press release dropped. Boom. Big rip and run up towards around $6.60 here on ORPH. The float, $28 million in float. trading 2 million shares. On average, it trades 14. So again, this stock's been active since like 5 a.m. And since 5 a.m., we've only traded 2.6 million shares. On average, it trades 14. So with that being said, is it really safe to say that this is where a lot of focus is? Or there are a lot of traders really focused on ORPH? No, right? On average, it trades 15 million shares. Today, it's trading 3, right? And it's been live for about 4 hours trading. Not a lot of people stepping behind ORPH to get it moving. But it has good news. It's a lower float stock. ORPH has ran in the past from around $5 to $77. This could be our back burner sleeper play. Good news. We have yet to really just flood with volume. Lower float. Not low float, but lower float. It has good news, though. That's the thing. And it's a prior supernova stock. If traders were to resort to something, ORPH is a good candidate for that shift from maybe like Vvos, Xers, if those start fading, possibly on over to ORPH. Again, just because of the news and the fact that it's a former runner. Again, from $5 all the way to $77. So we're definitely watching ORPH as our back burner sleeper play of the day. All right, so definitely watch ORPH. Next, we got AXSM. AXSM, US FDA unable to complete review of Axsm depression drug by target action date. So it says the US FDA is unable to review the depression drug by target. So that was the first one. They released another press release. It says AXSM shares are trading higher. The company announced the FDA informed the company that its review of the NDA blah 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 for the treatment of major depressive disorder would not be complete by the target action date. So again, the review's not going to be complete by that date, but this stock still got some great action to the upside. So again, the FDA is still reviewing the application. It has yet to review, right? And basically saying it's going to take a little bit longer. Really just pulling the simpleness out of the press release. The FDA is unable to complete the review. It's still under review, right? So again, what did we see on SESN? Not last Friday, but the Friday before, right? FDA denied their application. Stock dumped. AXSM, the stock is gapping up. Maybe traders like that because it gives them more time to buy the play up and get something going, right? But again, anything could happen on this stock, right? What if the FDA comes out and says, we deny your application, right? We reviewed it, we're denying it. The stock's going to dump, right? It's going to dump. But investors and traders look at this as like, hey, right? They are still reviewing the application, but it's just not going to be done by the date that they had determined, right? It's going to take a little bit longer. So maybe some traders are moving back into this as, hey, maybe we still have some opportunity for some short-term profits on this play before, right, the FDA actually reviews and accepts or declines their application, right? So we'll watch AXSM, but we just need to be mindful that that news could drop at any point in time. It could be like an SESN type of thing. SESN, #1 gainer, ripping and running. Halt by the SEC. Pending news. News comes out. FDA denies the application. The stock goes from $6 all the way down to 70 cents. Like Catherine said, risky, right? It is risky. So just be mindful of that, right? Just think about SESN. Do you want to be placed in an SESN position? Do you want to be on AXSM and just something crazy like a halt and you're stuck in it? And what if it's bad? What if the stock gaps down to 16, $20, right? Do you want to be in that situation? Probably not. So with that being said, if AXSM is really the #1 stock and it's ripping and running, just be smart and think worst case scenario. What if something really bad happens? And then just position yourself correctly in the trade. So if something really bad happens, God forbid, that you're positioned correctly to where you don't wipe yourself out. All right. So just be mindful of that. All right. AXSM is a stock that is on watch, right? It does have some action. It does have some volume. It is holding above that 25.50, and that 25.50 is a pretty key level of support. I'd like to see if we can hold above 25.50, breaking back above 30. This stock does have room to 35, and if it's strong enough, we have a massive gap to fill on the daily chart back up towards around $48. So I see the potential behind AXSM. Right, it's a lower float play as well. I think AXSM, if this is where traders decide to go, we could see a lot of action on AXSM, but it's just something to be mindful of, that at any point in time, that news could drop, and if it's bad, you could see another little SCSN situation. All right, so just be mindful of that. Position yourself correctly. That's what I mean. Those are my top stocks that I'm watching, guys. Again, Vvos right now. This is the #1 stock out of the gate. Vvos, right? Watching Xers as well. Watching ORPH as a back burner. RGC as a back burner. Axsm as a back burner play as well. Again, I don't want to have 20 stocks on my watch list. I want to focus on the stocks that look the best right now out of the gate, and then we can see what's popping up on scanners. All right, maybe Vvos doesn't get the hype. Maybe Xers doesn't get the hype. Maybe it's one of these other low float plays that have some news. But right now, looking at every single stock that is currently moving, looking at the volume, looking at the news, looking at the float, looking at the technicals. These are the top stocks that I've identified out of the 15 stocks that have news this morning. And then last but not least, FLGC, another back burner play, one of Friday's top gainers. So again, you have FLGC, back burner play, one of Friday's top gainers. You have RGC, another back burner play from Friday. You have ORPH with news. It's a prior supernova stock. Again, right now doesn't have attention, but that could change if we see a shift from one of these other hot stocks, possibly over to ORPH. Definitely be watching that one. And then Axsm, a little bit of a riskier play, right? I wouldn't say it's risky. It's only really risky if you think about what happened with SCSN. So again, if you're just really focused on that like I am, makes me want to position myself correctly just in case something crazy happens. But with that being said, Axsm above 2550 does have some great room to the upside, so I want to keep this one on high watch as well. So now we have that nice little 10-minute window, right, of what are you guys looking at? What do you think is going to be the top stock of the day? What are you guys thinking? Let me know. Share your thoughts. What do you guys think the top stock of the day is going to be? And do you have any other tickers that you would like to look at before the market opens at 9:30? I would be exhausted if I talked that much before 9. That's probably why I'm exhausted by 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That's probably why I'm exhausted before 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Mentally exhausted. Mentally. But I love doing what I do. I love it. So, as you guys are possibly saying, hey, what about this stock? What about that stock? Option plays that I'm watching, right? It's been the same watch list for the past week now. Watching COIN today, right? Coin gapping up about 10 points. Watching Moderna, absolutely. Pfizer gets the FDA approval, right? Pfizer starts ripping and running. We may see some sympathy from the entire sector. So Moderna, another large play, large price play. Moderna for options. Pfizer, right? Possibly seeing the FDA approval today on Pfizer. Then what are some other back burner plays that could see some sympathy as well in the penny stock land, right? What stocks would those be? NAOV, right? That would be a healthcare sector stock, small cap play. TVTX, right? FLGC, it's on watch from Friday. ENLV, DYAI, and another one, ORPH. So again, we have ORPH with news today, right? That's already on our watch list. FLGC from Friday on our watch list. If we see some good, news from Pfizer here today, we could see some sympathy move into some of these plays just as a sector play. So again, just be mindful of that. Just kind of keep some of those stocks on your back burner just in case. If they start moving on up, we could see some hype move back into those plays like we saw over the past couple of weeks. And then, yes, crypto-related plays, right? Crypto-related plays as Bitcoin is making new highs right now. Not new all-time highs, just recent highs. I think it broke over 50K last night. So again, cryptocurrency-related stocks. We all know MARA, RIOT, the top two. But then we have BTBT, right? BTBT is a crypto-related stock to watch. HUT, BTCM, SOS, BITF, right? So those are the stocks that you need to add to your crypto-related watch list. When crypto's doing really, really good, these stocks are going to kind of follow suit for the most part, right? MARA and RIOT the most with Bitcoin. But the overall market, you can see BTBT do well. See HUT do well. HUT's gapping up a little bit. BTCN, SOS, and BITF. So again, look at some of those crypto-related stocks as well. If you're really tuned into the crypto market, you could definitely look to capitalize on some of these actual stocks, right, as cryptocurrency is doing good as well. So keep some of those plays on watch. Vvos, right now, if it does open and washes out to 6, possibly, but again, I don't have my main account, so I would not be applying that strategy on a small account, right? That is just not a strategy, in my opinion, for a smaller account, as you're looking to build consistency with just solid 2, 3, 4 setups, strategies, approaches your edge, right? That's one of those things. It's a high risk, high reward, approach, and it's better suited for, someone that has a margin account, someone that can get in and get out quick with larger size, and if the trade works against them, they could always jump right back in. Again, a cash account on a small account, taking that trade is just a little too risky in my opinion, but we'll definitely look at it. Yeah, we'll definitely see if Vvos could wash out. Again, it could wash out back down towards around $5.90. I'd say $5.90 would be the washout. Xers has a lot of great potential. I do like Xers breaking back above 3. That's when we could see a lot of hype move back into this trade. So a lot of hype can move back into Xers once it breaks back above 3. And right now, just keep it on watch. See if it holds this uptrend. See if it continues to hold these higher lows. Remember, 284 is a pretty key level. If we open and we fall below 284, watch for Xers for a better washout, right? Back down to 264 for a quick pop back on up. 264 is the next level of support here on Xers, but right now, that 284 is a pretty key level as well. So we're keeping Xers on watch, seeing if we can stay above the 284 here, holding these higher lows, holding the uptrend, ideally re-breaking 3 for the leg back up towards around 337. So again, top stocks to watch: Vvos, Xers, and then back burner plays Axsm and ORPH. And again, we were talking about options. The top options that I'm watching today: Moderna, DFE, Pfizer, and the SPY. Right, those are my top go-to stocks that I'm watching for options. Now, I have more on my watch list. I'm watching NVIDIA today. Watching NVIDIA above 208.75, right? Wanting to see if it pulls back, holds above those all-time highs, maybe pops back up towards around the pre-market highs of 211.70. So I'm watching NVIDIA. SNOW, SNOW, maybe we have a nice swing trade coming on up. TTD, back above that, the trend line out of this, nice little rising channel here on TTD. Again, nice uptrend. It held above the 50 SMA, held above the 200 SMA. Today in pre-market, we're getting back above this uptrend. TTD, depending on how it closes out today, or 5 to 10 minutes before the market closes, if it looks good, I may start entering a swing trade on TTD. So again, we have a lot of stocks we're watching, like AMC back over 36, Apple above 148, AMD back over 106.14. So there's a lot of plays that I'm watching, but a lot of them have yet to really set on up. So again, they're just stocks that I'm observing right now. Nothing that I'm actively ready to jump on in when the market opens. Again, sit back, 10 to 15 minutes. I normally wait until I start executing any kind of options positions, and we'll see. But again, we have a great watch list for options. Roku today, right? Roku, we were building a position last week. How many times did I say I want to build a position when it's in the gray box? When this stock is in that nice little gray box, I want to start building a position. Well, it was down in this level for a couple days last week, right? Down into the mid 330s, mid to high 330s, low 340s. Roku currently gapping up to 356. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm glad I was able to start scaling into some of this on my longer term account, right? Was able to get some Roku. I like it. I love it. The technicals are great. Still watching Roku for some possible day trades coming on up as well. Snapchat, we're watching that. Coinbase, we're watching Coinbase, right? We have a lot of stocks on watch today, but nothing right now saying, hey, if this happens, this is where we get involved, right? All we're doing is just watching the SPY and then realistically watching Pfizer and watching Moderna, mRNA. Those are going to be the top 3 stocks that I'm watching for options right out of the gate at this point in time, followed by some of these other back burner plays on our options watch list. But again, coming out of the gate, really just going to focus on VVOS to start, guys. VVOS is the #1 stock coming right out of the gate. Can you have a cash account and a margin account with the same broker? Yes, you can. You got to have 2 separate accounts with the broker, but yes, you can have a cash account and you can have a margin account. Absolutely. Yeah, Pfizer, right off the bat, acquisition news on Pfizer. I don't think they've dropped the press release yet in regards to the FDA approval. We could definitely be hearing about that today. But yeah, Pfizer's arthritis drug wins European approval. That's good news. Looking to acquire TRIL, and that possible FDA approval news today, right? So Pfizer is definitely on high watch. It's one of the top 3 stocks I'm watching with options. Then Moderna, and then definitely the SPY. And I really like how we rebounded on the SPY, right? We were talking about this last week. A little bit of, panicking in the market, a little bit of an overreaction. The last time we've seen the market kind of overreact and sell off quick, it's rebounded quick, right? Big overreaction, V-shaped recovery, right? Market overreacts, big V-shaped recovery. What are we seeing here? Market overreacts, big V-shaped recovery. We kind of talked about this last week, saying like, hey, I wouldn't be trying to nail puts on the SPY. I'd be looking for the recovery, looking for this to bounce back up, back into those all-time highs early this week. And right now, we're about 3 points away from those all-time highs. I would not be looking for puts on the SPY. I'd be looking to trade it long into those all-time highs and possibly even into the 450s by the end of this week, guys. And depending on, the SPY and what we look out of the first, 15, 20 minutes, I'm going to look at AMD, I'm going to look at Apple, and see if it's a good day and a good opportunity to bring my average cost basis down on those options. All right, so we're ready to go, ready to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and get these scanners open for you guys, and we are all set. Right now, VVOS, #1 stock to watch above $5.90 to $6. Watching Xers as well above $2.64. So right now, what I'm doing, guys, is I'm bringing my cost basis down on AMD and Apple because it's cheap to do so right now. It's very cheap. I'm bringing my cost basis down for like $20 on Apple. I'm bringing it right down, and then I'm bringing my cost basis down on AMD as well because it's dirt cheap. I can bring my cost basis down for $50 on AMD. So again, I'm just buying 3 more contracts of each, bringing my cost basis down to where if we see some action on some of these plays, I can get back to break even or even in the profit. So cost bases were right around $1 to $1.20. I got my AMD cost basis down to 60 cents a contract, $60 a contract. And then they're on Apple at 55, looking to see if we can get some action over the next couple of days on both of those and possibly squeeze back into the break even area. So that's what I just did as I brought my cost basis down. Very, very cost effective as well. It wasn't a lot of money. It was like maybe $60, $70 between the two to bring that cost basis down, which was worth it to me just to see if I can get these back into the break even or slightly in the green a little bit. And AMD right off the bat, AMD's already working out great. So AMD's already, P&L on the day is already $50 on AMD. So AMD out of the gate getting some action. I'm glad I brought my cost basis down. I definitely think we can see a couple great days out of AMD here. Back up over 110, and right now on the day, I'm able to get back about $70 in my loss. Right off the bat, bringing my cost basis down, I'm able to get $80 now back out of my my red position that I had on AMD. So right now, looking good for the rest of the day, maybe even a couple days this week. on AMD and Apple for those calls from last week on the swing trade. Right now, back over to Pennyland. Vvos right now. Again, we're only 3 minutes into the market, guys. We're 3 minutes in. Sitting back, being patient. RGC, again, back burner play on RGC. This is going to be one of those really risky plays, but it's going to halt gap, halt gap, halt gap, halt gap, like it did on Friday. But again, it's a very risky play because there's really no credible reason for the stock to be moving on up. So just be smart and be safe on RGC. So right now, the number one stock still at this time is Vvos, guys. Number one play at this time is Vvos. Breaking over pre-market highs. We have room to 7 and then 793. They're on Vvos. AMD, I'm already getting back about half of my loss, guys, right off the bat. So that was a good idea to go ahead and bring the cost basis down. So again, I was able to get 3 more contracts down around 20 cents. Right now, they're up about 40. I brought my cost basis from $1 down to 60 cents. And right now, I'm getting a lot of that negative back. I'm up about 40% today on those calls, looking to see if I can get back to break even or slightly in the green. And then I'm still Apple, something that I just got to wait for, right? But AMD right off the bat, already starting to see some action, digging back out of that red hole just a little bit. And again, I'm feeling okay, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable with you know, a multi-day hold, maybe like tomorrow or Wednesday on AMD. Give that a chance to get back into the green for me. Right now, just still sitting back on Vvos, guys. Again, right now, we're only 5 minutes into the market. 5 minutes! Is there any reason to rush into something? No, there's not. Sit back, wait for the best of the best opportunity. It's still only 5 minutes in, right? It's all about being patient, waiting for those high probability setups, and then just executing, right? And if you're right, you're right. Take profit when the market gives you money. If you're wrong, cut your loss, walk away, and sit back and wait for the next best setup. And again, right now, do we have any like solid setups? I mean, don't get me wrong, if I was on my main account, I'd be scalping the crap out of Vvos, but it's not a small account trade right now. Definitely not a small account trade. How's Xers doing? It's not doing. RGC still halted. This one will be live at 9:36:58. So again, RGC will be live in about 40 seconds. So let's just watch RGC and see what this one does out of the halt. Right now, I'm getting my cash account set up with Lightspeed, so maybe I can actually get dived into the cash count today. So it looks like we're going to have a 10-minute halt here. Looks like we're going to have a 10-minute halt here on RGC. So we're looking at 9:41:58. So another about 5 minutes to go there. Vvos right now, still looking. Xers, guys, above that 264 level, Xers is not bad. It has a lot of opportunity to the upside. This one re-breaking 284, I expect to see Xers make a nice move back up probably to like the 330s today there on Xers, guys. So again, Xers is not a bad looking trade above 266 at all. And again, that's on Xers. if you guys are in on Xers, your stops are underneath that 266. If it falls below 266, it's most likely going to fade to 250 and below. RGC is definitely risky in my opinion. RGC is risky like it was on Friday. Look at the price action, right? It's risky to jump in these halts because you don't know when the stock is going to open and dump, right? You just don't know, right? Again, it opened, it dumped, and it freaking faded. And then it grinded back up, and then it dumped, right? So RGC is a very risky trade. This is what I call taking FOMO size. Realizing it's a risky trade, realizing that it could go to 30, 40 bucks. But again, you don't need 1,000 shares to make profit. You need to take it very small. I call that FOMO sizing, right? Again, there's no credible reason for RGC to be moving up. It's very risky. Take like 50 freaking shares and see if it rips and runs. If it doesn't, you're not going to lose a shit ton of money, right? So again, I call it take FOMO sizing on a play like RGC because it is a very risky play. So possible red to green move coming on up here on Xers. This stock has good volume moving in, came down to the 266. This play needs to re-break 285 to really get some attention towards it. So Xers really needs to break that 285, 284 to really get some great volume, to really get some great attention towards it. So right now, all eyes are on Xers for the break over 284. Has room to 3. Right now, your support level is right around that 266. Vvos above $6 has room back up to the 650. It's in one big channel, guys. So Vvos is just in one big channel. We have top channel resistance at 652. We have bottom channel support right around 6. It dipped below 6 momentarily, but 6 is a good level. But if it does crack 6, the true bottom of the channel is right around 586. So again, you do have $6 trying to hold on up. But again, if it does drop below 6 momentarily, the better support is 586, and it's in one big channel at this point in time. So again, looking to play the bottom end of the channel, pop back up to 650, breaking over 650, it has room to 7. Watching Vvos, but we're still watching Xers as well for the break over that 285, guys. Xers over 285, I think gets a lot of hype to it, and we could see it all the way back up to like 330 here on Xers. Let's see if Xers can get some action towards it. This play should be live right about now. RGC should be live in the next couple of seconds if it's a 10-minute halt. And RGC was halted at 9:31.58, so you're looking at about 8 seconds to go here. 8 seconds on RGC just to see what it does out of the halt, guys. So again, it should be live now. It's live with a gap up, and it's squeezing. So again, that's why you say it's called FOMO size, right? You got to jump in, grab a small 50 shares, 20 shares, and just ride it as high as it goes, right? Again, this stock is going to be one of these plays that gap up, immediately squeeze into another halt. It's going to gap up, most likely immediately squeeze into another halt. And it's just going to do that until it just starts to fade. And that's what it did on Friday. So again, you got to just keep it small, keep it tight, make sure you're managing your risk, and you're not jumping on like 1,000 shares and get caught up in a $10 drop out of a halt and you lose 10,000 bucks, right? Put yourself in a position to not completely blow yourself up, but still make a couple bucks on the play if it gets a lot of hype. Right now, Xers is my #1 stock that I'm watching. Want to see the stock breaking and closing above that 284, but right now it's had a lot of issues, right? Right out of the gate, couldn't break above. Try it again, couldn't break above. Right here, getting rejected pretty hard again. So again, right now until Xers is breaking above 284, we could see this continue to fade on off. You have a little bit of a downtrend on this play. I mean, you could see a little bit of that downtrend, right, guys? From the pre-market high to that low to this resistance level right here. So again, as long as this is holding above 266 on XERS, breaking the downtrend, I think we see a lot of hype move on in to XERS, guys. So right now, XERS on high watch above 266. And we already know what's going on with Vvos. Just playing the channel. Right, just playing this channel. Right now, going for a possible big U-shape breakout here on Vvos. Breaking over that 652, right? I wouldn't be a breakout trader. I'd be waiting for the breakout, wait for the market to prove itself that we can actually break on out, then wait for a nice healthy pullback, then look to take the retest for the long for the next leg up. That's how I would play it. I would not be looking to buy the breakout. Because again, it's Monday. What do we know about last week? Market conditions were a little iffy. Market conditions were a little choppy. A lot of rug pulls, a lot of false breakouts. Don't be looking to chase a breakout. Wait for the market to prove, hey, I'm going to break out today. All right, fantastic. Wait for the stock to pull back. Make your entry for the next leg up. But again, we're not looking to trade breakouts right now within the first 14 to 15 minutes of market open, especially seeing what the market's been like over the past couple of weeks. Right now, Moderna, mRNA. What's going on? I like this. I like the daily chart on mRNA. Back above 400 bucks, I think we start getting a lot of action. Back over 406 is really when mRNA is going to start picking back up, is the re-break of that 406 level. Catherine nailing the quick 45 cents on Vvos. Mwah! I love it. I love it. Good stuff. Good work. Nvidia is just grinding today. So I like the fact that Nvidia is really grinding because that's going to help AMD. Woo, buddy. Look at Nvidia's chart. Big pop, consolidating, new highs. Look at AMD. Big pop, consolidating. You know, AMD is going to kind of follow with Nvidia just a little bit, guys. So as long as Nvidia is still grinding to the upside, AMD should definitely follow suit a little bit here. And I like the daily chart on AMD again. I like the fact that we got back above 105 and we're starting to see a nice little push off that level. So again, if we can hold a nice, good green day on AMD, I do think we'll see some nice continuation over the next couple of days. Good job, team, on Vvos, nailing the 6 to 650 exit. Good stuff, good work. Right now, I'm waiting for XERS to see if we can break this downtrend. Looking to see if we get a nice little downtrend break here on XERS. I mean, if you look at AMD, AMD has just been downtrending. Nvidia last week had some earnings, right? Had a nice big pop. And yeah, you're starting to see, you know, kind of the same type of stocks, same sector, right? You're seeing AMD, again, with no real reason to be moving up, but whenever, again, it started to break out of the downtrend because Nvidia was doing really well. Look at AMD over the last 3 days, right? And look at Nvidia over the last couple of days, right? It's kind of following the same kind of flow, the same kind of momentum, right? Nvidia, earnings, getting a nice little pop. AMD was in a pretty just nice downtrend. And again, since Nvidia getting some action and some attention towards it is helping AMD out just a little bit. Here comes XERS. Let's see, high or low, possible break. I'm long on this play in anticipation, right? I'm long on this play, looking to see if we can get that break on out. Looking to see if I can nail my entry while it's still consolidating under the downtrend. Looking to see if we can get that break and not nail an entry at like 290 when I would be looking to sell around 3. Right now, I'm in around 270. Looking to see if we can get that break for a nice little 30-cent move. If We crack below like 266, I just walk away from the trade. So very tight stops, very tight risk. Looking for some decent opportunity on this play. Again, up towards around $3 would be a great level to start looking to lock in a little bit of profit here on Xers. Honestly, I kind of want to see Xers, or not Xers, Vvos, kind of just fade on off now. Kind of want to see Vvos just kind of fade on off here a little bit. Maybe we see some activity here on Xers. So right now, this is where we got to break. This is the 4th point of the downtrend team. 4th point off of a double bottom. This is where we got to start breaking that 284 if we're going to see Xers really start to get some action towards it. So right now, this is the point in time we want to see Xers ripping and running and breaking over that 284 to 285. If we want to see 3 and possibly even 330, shit, who knows? We get a lot of hype towards it, maybe 365, 375. We could even see $4. Right now, Xers, why is this stock even on our watch list for the day? Well, they announced approval of supplemental new drug application, right, for the FDA. So again, we have FDA news on Xers, if I'm not mistaken. FDA approval, yep. GDP already up. Got 2 AMD calls, 116.28 cents. You're up about 10 cents a contract right now. Not a bad little quick return there. Not a bad little return. I mean, it's about 20% if you think about it. From 28 to 36, it's about 20% on your investment. So I mean, that's not bad at all. Rocking about 20%. I'm personally long on Xers. I think Xers had some of the better potential here. So this is the trade that I'm currently in, right around like the 274, 275. What's my cost basis here? Yep, 275 here on Xers. Looking for the break over the 284. I'm going to put my stops at like 265 on the play. I think 265 is a great place to place those stops right underneath these lows. If it doesn't hold the double bottom, doesn't break on out here, it's probably going to fade on off. But right now, this is a pretty damn good looking setup in my opinion. So let's see. It's got to get that pop over that 285, and we still see a lot of struggle there. Breaking over 285, watch for a lot of volume to move on in. Watch for a big pop on Xers once we start really breaking and closing above that 285, guys. That's a very key level. That's when this stock could really start taking on off, back up towards around $3. The Vvos was a great play off the bottom part of the channel. Nice pop to the 650. I know Catherine and someone else in chat was able to nail that. Good stuff, good work. Right now, still watching this above 586. So again, all eyes are on Vvos above 586. See if we can get that move back up towards around 650. And then eyes on Xers as well for the break over 285 as we just broke out of that downtrend. Again, on the 4th point. Higher low, double bottom, break, the go-to. Now we just got to see Xers break the 285. That's why we're quick to take profit when the market is on the choppier side, right? Last week, the week before, a little bit choppy in the market. A lot of rug pulls, a lot of nasty price action. So again, that's why we're quick to enter our trades at support with tight stops. Wait for those quick pops, lock in profit, right? Look for the stock to drop into a level of support. Look for a quick entry off support, tight stops, wait for the pop, sell into the pop. Look to take profits quick in this market. We're not looking to buy, hold, wait for the big time rip and run all the way 100%, right? That's not the market that we're in, right? The market that we're in is, again, there's a lot of shakiness. There's a lot of choppiness. There's a lot of weird price action. So again, it's about nailing those sweet entries, looking to get that quick pop, and then just locking in those profits, right? Base hits. That's what it's all about. It's base hits. There we go. 286, 287. We got to hold on up. We cannot close back below 284. Want to see a nice, strong, clean close here. About 30 seconds left on this candle. Anything can happen. But the second we popped over 285, slammed right back down into the 280s. Now it's back down into the 278. So again, that's a lot of strong resistance. But once Xers breaks that 285, that's when we can have some fun. That's when the stock could really start taking on off. Again, Moderna over that 206. That's when Moderna could really start taking on off over that 206. It has some room up towards around. I kept saying 2. My bad, guys. 406. 406 break on Moderna. You can see a nice little 6-point pop up into the 412. So again, break over 406. Does have some nice room towards around 412. And then up towards around like 425 next on mRNA. So we're definitely watching mRNA. I'm watching TTD for a possible swing coming on up. Yeah, right now we're on the right stocks, guys. So again, it's just about sitting back, being patient, waiting for the best of the best opportunity. Right now, the only trade that I have going is Xers around 275. Looking to see if this stays above the 266, continues to build some of these higher lows. Ideally staying above the downtrend that we broke above and getting that break over 285. Over 285, I think Xers has a lot of great potential towards it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were running, an extra 25 minutes after the open. Today, unfortunately, is not the day for the free live stream. Again, you'll never know. You won't know until the day I said, hey, it's a free stream kind of day, guys. You will not know. But today, I don't think is the best day to do a free stream. So, I'm going to go ahead and shut down this stream over on YouTube. I will see you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock a.m. And maybe, just maybe, tomorrow is our free stream. Gonzo, hey. I love you too, my man. I love you too. Tanner, GDP, Hogwired Phil, Yusuf. Have an amazing, awesome Money Monday. And I'm sure I will see each and every one of you back here. What time? 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And who knows, maybe tomorrow is our free stream. Woo! So I'm talking about have an amazing day. Trade smart, trade safe, lock in those profits. Have an amazing Money Monday. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning. Take care, guys.